Star Wars is a universe with many diverse professions and lifestyles. Jedi, Sith, and recently bounty hunters and crime lords have all received significant attention. But one of the professions most common in Star Wars, at least as far as stories are concerned, I doubt even 10% of the galactic populace does this, is smuggling, with characters like Han Solo and Lando being well known for their smuggling efforts. The one thing a good smuggler needs is a good ship. This ship needs to have good cargo carrying ability, as well as being fast and easy to modify. A stock freighter will probably not have the hiding spaces for illegal goods or weaponry a good smuggler needs. So a design that a good smuggler can easily modify to have those things is probably better for that good smuggler than a ship that doesn't. Go figure. These are some of the ships that I would personally like to fly were I a smuggler in the Star Wars universe. Designs are from Legends as well as current Disney canon, and in no particular order. This is also a slightly rewritten version of an earlier video I did. In my general recent trend of improved audio, I'm redoing this one. So enjoy. Large, with decent agility, speed, and protection, the Corellian Engineering Corporation's VCX-100 was the premium offering in the light freighter lineup of the corporation, being considered a step up over the YT series in terms of features and costs aimed at wealthier customers. The ship was obviously larger than the YT series, being large enough to accommodate larger cargo holds, spacious crew accommodation, and even its own dedicated shuttle to extend the ranges the ship could operate at. The vessel contained crew amenities and public areas uncommon to the light freighter market, making it much more comfortable for its crews than other similar offerings. And yes, this is the same class of ship as the Ghost, which features prominently in the TV show Rebels, and is probably my favorite ship introduced into the franchise since Disney purchased the rights to Star Wars. The thing looks like a flying turtle, and I kind of like turtles. Although an older design no longer in production, the YT-1300 series is a proven class of light freighter, which holds an iconic status among aficionados of Star Wars. The classic design is highly modifiable and renowned for the ease of which it accepts modification and design alterations. No longer in production, the only way you can buy a 1300 is from a used Starship dealer. Due to the class's classic status, most vessels that are for sale have been given up by their users for good reason, and will require oftentimes a near total rebuild of the ship. However, most buyers looking at a 1300 intend major modifications anyway, so this is not as big an issue as some may initially think. If brought up to good condition and properly maintained, a 1300 can offer surprising performance for a ship of its size, and the vessel can also be sufficiently well armed if given sufficient modifications. Sufficiently. The same applies to the ship's speed and range as well. The one issue with the ship is its limited crew facilities and mediocre cargo carrying capacity. However, these issues are easily ignored once you have the chance to fly the ship for any significant amount of time. And as if it needs to be said, who wouldn't want to fly one of these and pretend to be Han Solo? Although not as well known as some designs and built in only limited numbers, the Grutok 720 is a modern and highly reliable model of light freighter class built to compete with designs like the YT-24 series on equal footing, and largely succeeding in this endeavor. The type combines good carrying capacity and range with surprising maneuverability for a ship of its size, as well as the ability to accept a wide variety of modification to suit an individual's needs. The class was a modest sales success at the time of its introduction, and in an effort to salvage the company's bleak financial situation, Grutok created a number of related designs, notably the Cargo Empress series of large mid-range freighters. Licenses to produce the design were also granted to many smaller outer and mid-rim companies in an effort to increase profit margins, ensuring that even though Grutok has long since gone out of business, Parts for a 720 are still easy to come by and much more affordable than parts for other ships of its vintage. I still think the VCX looks like a turtle, but the 720 must have been designed by one because clearly the ship is just a space turtle. Sadly, I don't think this design has made it into canon from Legends, but I can hope it will eventually anyways. In essence, when CEC was creating the YT-2400, they examined their best-selling YT-1300 series and took what made that design such an enduring success and translated it into a design several decades newer, which has benefited from recent advances in technology. As a result, it is little surprise that this highly modern ship has seen sales which have broken all manner of records for CEC, with the class expected to be a common sight along the space lanes for decades to come. Although smaller than the YT-1300, the 2400 benefits from a more efficient layout, though it still carried less cargo than a typical 1300. The ship is more agile, faster, and due mostly to its newer status, more reliable, with parts being easier to come by in the event that something does break than an older 1300. As a CEC product and member of the YT series, the 2400 is very easy to modify and customize to suit the needs of the vessel's owner, with some common modifications seeing the addition of heavier weaponry, stronger shields, and the ability to carry externally several cargo modules, greatly increasing its carrying capacity and allowing it to compete with the likes of the VCX if the need arises. It's basically a smaller, cuter Millennium Falcon. What's there not to like? The final product of the now defunct Gallifrey Yards Ltd., the YKL-37 series was a group of generally similar light freighters which the company produced in a doomed effort to transition from their wildly unsuccessful GR-75 series transports and into the small to light freighter market, a market already saturated with CEC and Kuat offerings. By the time a line had been established, the company had already been nationalized by the Empire and its assets sold off to rival concerns, meaning that only a few hundred of these ships would ever make it into service. Despite its production being cut short, the type is very capable, with the R model in particular being sought after by some for its adequate protection and powerful for its type armament. Parts may be an issue for owners, however, given its very limited production numbers, but an even greater potential issue to those who may be considering owning such a vessel is the fact that many incomplete ships were purchased by concerns affiliated with the terrorist organization known as the Rebel Alliance, meaning that Imperial commanders who do encounter a YKL are very likely to order the ship stopped and inspected due to the likelihood that it is a rebel vessel. The fact that you're a smuggler means that you're still breaking the law, so you're still going to be caught and it's still going to be bad, even though you're not a rebel. This ship appeared in the Star Wars Galaxies video game in the Legends continuity, and has sadly not made it back into canon as of yet. Though it is a ship I really like, and out of all of those on this list, I would be most likely to get were I a smuggler in the Star Wars Galaxy, just for nostalgia's sake. And so that's my list. As I said at the start of this video, this is a slightly redone version of an older video with better audio and a new introduction. As always, feel free to tell me what you think of my picks in the comment section below. Also, feel free to tell me what ship you would like as a smuggler. Also, thank you very much to my Patreon supporters for making this video possible, motivating me, giving me the ability to bounce ideas off of. There's a link in the description if you feel like joining. Also, like, comment, subscribe to this video, all of the stuff normal YouTubers tell you to do or professional YouTubers tell you to do. Regardless of if you do follow my Patreon or not, I would really appreciate it if you did, but I'm not pushing the issue. If you do subscribe, if you do like, any of that stuff, regardless of what you do or don't do, have a good day.